Hello, fellow beings of love and light. Kaia Moon here on how I deal with emotional triggers. Um, these two tips that I'm going to share with you, I learned from two wonderful spiritual teachers, one being Matt Kahn and the other Doreen Virtue. So, for those of us who may not be familiar with the phrase emotional triggers, they are negative reactions we have as a result of an event or an interaction that we have with someone. The origins of emotional triggers are usually associated with some sort of trauma that we are either consciously or unconsciously aware of. So, as twin flames, way showers, light workers, empaths, we're here to raise the vibration of the planet, and we co create the universe and our very lives with our emotions and our thought patterns. So, no pressure here because it's all good. We can do no wrong and all is going according to divine plan. However, in our 3D awareness, dealing with emotional triggers can be challenging at times. So, here are the two ways that I deal with emotional triggers. The first thing I do is I treat the emotional trigger as if it was a thing, and I declare either out loud or silently to myself that this is not mine. And the rationale behind this is basically that emotional triggers come up for us in order to clear them. And oftentimes these triggers come up for us as beings of love and light to clear cosmic karma, the collective karma, or they could even be coming up as something that we need to clear from our own past or multi-dimensional lives, and of course also from our current lives as well. So I'll give you an example. Like sometimes when I'm frustrated or I start crying or angry and I feel there's no real reason behind it, I realize that it's cosmic or collective karma that I'm supposed to clear. So I like focusing on recognizing that this is all part of our ascension process. And when we clear all these negative emotions or feelings, we're helping to raise the vibration of the planet. And that's why it's so important for us to work on clearing our emotional triggers. And just sometimes they come up repeatedly, like over and over again. So I just keep clearing and declaring that this is not mine. And it's a great way for me to let it go, because I feel like when we have emotional triggers, we've got at least three choices that I can think of anyways. One, we either let it bother us. The second thing we can do is let it go. And another thing that we could do is resolve it. And that way it's more easily let go if there's something to resolve. So I usually opt for the last two. I either resolve it or let it go. And again, like I said, it becomes resolved. Letting it go, it resolves itself and just goes away. However, if there's an action required, I find that the second thing that I do to deal with emotional triggers really works for me. So the second thing I do is to call upon the universe, my guides, or angels, or God, whatever works for you. And just with regards to the angelic realm, I've learned that they do not interfere in our lives. At least in most cases, they don't interfere in our lives unless we call upon them for help, because they work on the principle of non-interference. So it's important that we, if we want to, we request their presence or their guidance or their support. And I actually ask my guides to be with me 24/7, every day, always. So it's up to you what you feel comfortable doing. So basically what I do is I call upon my guides and I ask them to either carry the burden or take away this negative emotion and carry it or take care of it for me. And I find that in this process, it's really very important for me to have patience and faith. Daily meditation helps, even just a few minutes a day, just to connect with my higher self. And what I also do is I've asked them specifically to either send me like 3 very obvious signs, and or I ask them to give me a feeling, like I know, like a strong feeling that I know that I need to take this action in order to resolve whatever situation. And of course, the response is always a loving one and a loving action to take. Um, so, yeah, that's basically what I do, and I really find that it's really very helpful to me. And in a case where I'm communicating with somebody directly, what I do is I respond as kindly as I can, knowing that the other person has emotional triggers that they're dealing with as well. And I either thank them and bless them silently to myself, or depending on who it is, if they'll be receptive, I wish them well and thank them out loud. And I just know that this emotional trigger has just come up for me on my path of ascension, to help clear, again, the cosmic collective karma, and to resolve issues in my life, and to be a happier, like higher vibrational being on the planet. So I hope that this was helpful to you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you also for your likes and your shares and your subscribes. I really appreciate them. And I am wishing you all so much love and many, many blessings. Bye-bye.